Do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Sure. My name is Touretta Lynn. I perform, if you can call it that. I've been doing drag for about 2 years now. It's been a crazy journey because when I started drag, I was going to KU Med, and I just decided I'm bored. Ooh, that is a great question. So I was getting ready to do a show, April of 2022. My old roommate from when I still lived in Lawrence, Steven, he sent me a link to the thing at KU for the student drag show and if you could sign up. He was straight, but he was one of my best friends and a great ally. And he sent me this thing. He's like, hey, I know you watch those drag shows, so why don't you try to sign up for this? And I was like, sure, why not? Never literally did anything like that before. Just trying to think of my name. I was talking on the phone with my aunt, and I was running through a whole bunch of things, and one of the ones that I settled on was Touretta Lynn, which is really funny because I have Tourette syndrome. And so I wanted to do something to kind of make that upfront and personal, like in your face, no questions asked about it. I have a disability. If you have a problem with it, call my lawyer. But it's like, so, and I got the Touretta Lynn part from my aunt because she knows those references. I don't really listen to that kind of music, but that's where it came from, is Touretta Lynn, the country singer. And then I have Tourette, so I just swapped a couple letters to make it Touretta Lynn, which I find really funny. So it was a process, but Touretta Lynn was born. For sure, I'm comfortable talking about that. Okay. One of the ones that is my favorite and is the most amusing to me and other people, and it's kind of become a thing, is I'll scream noodles, which I find to be pretty entertaining. I love that one. So, see, the thing with Tourette's is a lot of people, like, if they're trying to be understanding of it, they, like, think that they can't laugh at it. Where it's like, that's the best way to interact with someone with Tourette's, and to not, like, make a joke out of them, but just to, like, recognize the humor in it. It is funny. Some of the shit can be funny. It's a laugh. It's more uncomfortable if like you're over there trying not to laugh, making things awkward. Then I'm gonna get more stressed out. Yeah, happens. I'm planning on getting it on merch because it's pretty funny. I have it as my Facebook header right now. It's great. Just generally like, some curse words happen. Little like neck twitches, all that. I'll do like little screams or squeaks. Sometimes they'll be so random. Like, I started, saying Waluigi, but it'll just be like, Waluigi, which is really, really great. Sometimes I'll gobble like a turkey, which is great. What words am I allowed to use?
There's bleeps. We can bleep
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah, so it's Pride Month, so sometimes I'll just randomly scream which is pretty fucking great. Especially if I'm like out in drag, I'm like, I know that's right. It's really great. Yeah, that one's probably got to get bleeped out, but that's one of my favorites. I'll moan, which is great, but it's funny, and like it's a part of myself that I genuinely do love because it makes life more exciting. Some of them suck, like if I'm like throwing my neck around, yeah, that hurts like shit, but I've learned to deal with it. The most common misconception that I've seen for people who've like only seen people with Tourette's online or on TikTok or something, or like don't think it's really real, is like people assume that the tics that you have are like you're consciously thinking about it and stuff like that. It's like when I have a tic coming on, like I feel like the itch and like the scratch is like gets tied in my neck and whatever, but I'm not consciously choosing to say anything. And that's the thing that a lot of people, even if they're trying to be funny or supportive, where they're like, oh, like you could totally get away with like saying whatever you want. It's like, but that would just be feeding into the misconception that like Tourette's is a choice, or that it's like something that you do to get attention. Because as someone who actually has Tourette's as a diagnosis, it's like, it's not the kind of attention that you want. It's mostly negative, and people try to make it into this attention-seeking, vulgar outburst thing, which it can be. I have tics like that, but it's like, it's not all fun and games. I mean, there's physical side effects of it too, not just like the vocal outburst. Like my neck is always sore. So I'm constantly all the time. But yeah, and people do just never met a person with Tourette's in real life. It's like the most common response that I tell people, like if I'm first meeting them, they're like, oh, I would have had no idea. Or like, I haven't heard you had any tics yet. And I'm like, but that doesn't mean that like, I don't have it. It's just, you've known me for 15 minutes. Give it a little bit and I'll start screaming. Most people just assume that it's something that's not that big of a deal or is fake, which is a whole nother thing. And people have tried to fake it for attention on the internet. And that kind of negative like presentation of it just makes it worse for the people who actually do have it. It just sucks. But I make it through. I've accepted it as part of myself. It's never gonna go away, never change. That's why I chose the name, so it's like a part of me in multiple facets, and I love it. I embrace it. It's not something that I would ever try to exaggerate, but I do know that it's there. The community. I really love having like the support system. I know it sounds cliche, but it's like, it's really true. I mean, the entire community has each other's backs. It's like, yeah, there's drama and whatever, but that's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's a good to have people like you around, especially with everything going on right now, who can rally together and be like, these are our people. That's amazing. And then I also just love like the creative freedom of it. It's like, you can do anything. And I just love experimenting with like all different kinds of artistic things and doing different looks and different songs and different ideas. It just feels fun.
Okay, well, I'm gonna think about how I want to phrase this, because I don't want it to sound like it was just your first time performing. But you recently performed for the first time at Pride?
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
It was exhilarating. It was really exciting. And I mean, like the week leading up to it, it was like, holy shit. It's like, because before I was just doing bar shows and stuff like that, it's like, this was the biggest stage I would have ever been performing on. And it was scary at first. Like, not the performance aspect. I've done enough where, like, I'm used to that. I know my numbers. I know my steps. But it's just the idea of having so many people there watching, which, like, there could have been more, and it was right at the beginning, but it was still crazy to be there in public, outside, performing in front of basically the whole city. But, like, when I got up there, it just felt natural. It was surreal, and it was such a great experience. And it's just every passing thing that comes, it's just a full circle moment where it's like, I need to keep doing this and, like, keep on getting more things to do, and it's just exciting. It was really cool to get to perform at Pride, which is something that, like, before I even started performing, that I never imagined that I could be doing. But here we are, and I did it. So, it's exciting. You know, honestly, I'm just proud of, like, I'm proud of the effort that I put in to still be doing what I'm doing. Because, especially, like, around 2 years ago, I was going through a really rough time mental health-wise. And I just had a whole bunch of people in my life, like family, friends, chosen family, who really pushed me to be like, you need to keep doing this. You need to keep going. Not just with, like, drag, but life and everything. I got to a really dark place. And just, like, every year when that anniversary of me trying to take my own life comes back, it's like, look at all the things that you've done since then. Like, since 2 years ago in May, it's like, you've done so much that you would never have gotten to do. Met so many people, had so many experiences. And yeah, there's been bad things since then, but it's like, it's all worth it. And I'm just proud that I'm here. Because there's an entire force of people who would rather people like us not be here. So I feel like just being proud of being here is already amazing, and fighting back and just living your life. Oh my gosh, yes. So I had performed it at Pride. It was my second number, and I do the song a lot. It's called Frankenstein by Rina Sawayama. It is so fun. I love it. The words are good. If you look into the lyrics, they are really meaningful. Fun songs is jancy and fun, and I love her as an artist. If you don't listen to her music, do it. Rina Sawayama, I love her. But I love it because, like, I brought that number to Chicago with me when I did it last year there. It's like, I wear this green crochet top and then these, like, green and black pigtails. My favorite part of the number is that, like, they come off and they're, like, cheerleader pom-poms. So I start doing this whole, like, cheer routine with it. It's really, really fun. I love performing that song. It's, like, kind of becoming, like, my signature staple that I always do. It's amazing.
Do you want to plug any of your socials?
Sure. I don't see why not. I'm on Instagram at Touretta Lynn. It's just my name, Tourettalynn. Had to think about just how to spell my own name. Yeah, it's at Touretta Lynn on Instagram and Twitter. My Facebook's Touretta Lynn, but, like, spelled, like, spaces in it because it's stupid and you have to make it like a real name. I don't use TikTok, but yeah, so basically just Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is just my name. I got to it first. I got the handle. Ooh, every second Friday at Sidekick Saloon, I host a show called Gaged. It's an open show, kind of sexy, kinky themed, and just come and feel your oats and shit. It's really fun. 10 o'clock every second Friday. The next one's July 12th. I also regularly do Shotzi's and Sasha's show at Psychics every Thursday. Do some shows at Gale's here and there, Missy B's, but most of my stuff right now is over at Psychics. Bye. Come to my show. That's what I'm going to say. See you later. Mwah.
Make some noise for Tourette!